Coming to you live from Podcast Purgatory. It's the Crazy Train. Well, you know, hiatuses have become as much of a gimmick as the fucking episodes. So, welcome to the Crazy Train, episode 27. I'm your host, Rob Wade. With me is Omer, Ibrahim.
My mum's friend is actually Ibrahim McBear from Skyrim.
Context. We don't have any.
Either way.
And Blake Harmer.
You know it's all about the train, at the train, I'm crazy. It's all about the train, at the train, I'm crazy.
You can tell them rational bitches there.
It really is all about the train.
It is all about the train. I was on a train yesterday, actually.
Really?
It's not a very exciting story. I just was.
I was on a train a few months ago.
Yeah?
What are we doing?
I was on one yesterday, your point.
Alright. I have.
Were you on the same train?
No.
Crazy.
There you go.
Well, there weren't any rails. Oh no, he didn't.
That's a car.
That's a crash.
I'm dead.
Alright, so I'm joined by the ghost of Blake Harmer.
Ooh.
Explain that one away, creationist.
It's a bit late for Halloween.
He doesn't even have to climb the tree to snipe you from it. He just wafts up there. I like the idea that the word for a ghost's movement is wafting. Bats flat,
To the point where
millipedes crawl, and ghosts waft.
an exorcist could just go, shoot.
Just turn a fan on.
Doing the action to
Get out of here.
get out, you crazy ghost.
There'd be so many episodes of Scooby-Doo just right there.
It's old man.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Can we waft it? No, it's definitely a bloke.
Quick, wave a bed blanket at
I'd
him.
have gotten away for it too, if I could waft.
It wasn't for this pesky corporeal form.
I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for airflow.
That crazy aircon.
They don't haunt this room. Why not? We've got air conditioning.
They go in, they go straight out again.
Dehumidifier.
I heard a ooh noise. Is that a ghost? No. That's just a fan to keep the ghosts out.
Yeah, that's the dehumidifier. We got damp problems. I got in the shower unrelated with a damp problem. Yeah.
That's the shower head. That's water.
No.
There should be damp in a shower.
Yeah, it's weird.
What have you been doing? Just getting in there and rubbing a dry bar
For
of
20
soap?
minutes every day, it seems to just like really weirdly leak. Every time I tinker with the dials, it's weird.
Oh god, I'm so warm and cold.
Oh, it's leaking faster now.
I've got an idea. Maybe I'll use this soap to stop it coming out. I'll put some on my skin to waterproof myself.
I will ward the evil water spirits away with this links.
And wafting.
My shower is haunted by the ghost of Christmas damp.
Well, that's more likely than snow, to be fair.
Jacob Mildew visited by the ghost of Christmas damp. That's a fucking thing.
I hear an audiobook.
The Christmas damp carol. Oh, that might be public.
What?
I've seen shitter
I
versions.
should imagine the Christmas Carol is public domain by now.
We
Yeah.
could probably do something with that.
What? Yeah, but probably not about damp.
Maybe, yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm sure whilst it's moderately funny right now, it probably won't carry over, 400 pages.
The first ghost will visit when the
How long
clock
do you
drips
think? How long do
one.
you think Christmas Carol is? It can only ever take place over one night. It's not like the 12
Yeah.
days of Christmas Carol.
I get monotonous, especially if it was damp. You'd all end up with asthma.
Yeah, he wakes up every morning and there's like,
even
partridge in a pear tree. That's weird.
Yeah, but even so, it's probably going to be more pages than it's funny for.
True. To be fair, a lot of Dickens is like that.
Yeah. Damp past, damp present, and damp future.
That's called mould.
Oh, yeah.
Those are Christmas mould. So how's everybody been?
Damp.
Are you just excited to be coming on the Crazy Train?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deceased.
Damp.
So you see, apart from being dead. How do you find that in terms of day-to-day life? I imagine it's quite a chore.
Well, it's not
It's difficult, especially as I can only haunt the places where I normally go to. So, my house and work.
Your usual haunts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you get haunted by the ghost of BCC?
Yeah. and soon the ghost of Christmas debt.
Just hangs around all of January going, pay me off!
Fucking Ghost of Christmas tax has still got off. That's another story for another podcast, I suspect. The tax card.
So I filed £4.35, but it was actually £4.37. So the tax man raped my asshole.
Crazy!
Put in the shoe in.
Only the tip.
No, don't do a tip. They're not
But
tax
it's a
deductible.
poop.
Oh yeah.
But it's a ski.
Yeah, transportable because you can, get money on transport.
So I had my first experience at a casino the other day.
Oh, nice.
They're fucking amazingly fun.
I've never been to one in England, to be perfectly honest, so I don't know if there's a difference.
Oh, fair enough. I imagine they're probably pretty similar.
Yeah, people are losing money in their houses and other people are
Exactly, yeah.
So,
Yeah, I imagine the same way as like a betting shop is probably very similar in terms of the people who are visiting it to a betting website. You just don't see the people on the website.
yeah, well, it's true.
Losing their shirts.
And the people who are drunk are because they've lost their house.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know if the casino's like anything like a couple I've been to in Cyprus. Like, basically you drink, cigarettes, anything like that, you want it free all night. That was actually where the "Do you know who I am?"
Depends on how much you spend.
Oh, okay. In these places, you just walk in and it's like, "Drink, madam, drink, sir."
Yeah. Oh, well, being off the drinks, it's just we have to pay for them.
Oh, okay. No, these are free. They want you in the casino for as long as possible.
Oh, yeah,
so I'm
that's
imagining
true,
like if you've lost enough money, you might just want to get drunk and forget about it.
Yeah,
But then I suppose you're not going to have to pay for the drinks.
I'm good for
Do you know who I am? I'm poor.
fucking nobody.
Now,
I mean, I was somebody.
I tried that trick at the casino. It didn't work.
No,
I
it didn't.
just paid for all my shit.
Did you say I'm Omer Ibrahim? 'Cause that's probably why. You don't
I know a
look
guy
like
who
I
rented
am.
Jimmy Snooker once.
I was somebody, but then I gambled my identity.
The weird thing is, you actually. The guy goes in there, he's like, well, I've sold my watch, my car, and my house. I
will
might as well
raise
give
you.
up my name.
I will raise you one national insurance number that says that is a 4. Shit.
God damn it. And that, if you believe the Daily Star, is how all of the illegal immigrants are getting national insurance numbers.
What, gambling?
Yeah, they're winning them from us in casino. I don't know, I've lost track of what they think is happening now. They find them on the bottom of trucks.
They're playing with days.
If it's not that, it's benefit fraud.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're getting benefits because they've got numbers and they're frauds and they've got houses. What? Make up your mind which one they're claiming. I can't get both.
They're taking all our jobs and our benefits. It's like, well, then they're committing fraud.
Yeah, you want to report that. You can't get benefits and a job.
Get on that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously, racists. Come on, up you go.
Yeah.
On several levels.
Yeah, stop being racist.
It's a fascinating, casinos are just a fascinating place. They're, very, 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 litigious, and they have to be very strict.
Of course, yeah. Like saying you can't take your phone out in some places. And
some places frown on that. Some places won't let you put your drink on the table. There's even though there's sort of metal kind of tray things, you're not allowed to put them there. They're for other things. So
you could be. Well, I suppose you could be hiding something.
Yeah,
for your money.
The thing is, I'm guessing most people go in, you lose sort of 20, 30 quid, 100 quid, £1,000, whatever. But if you've got people playing millions, I would totally get one of the glasses and put a camera in the bottom so I could see your cards, all that kind of stuff.
Sure. If it's high stakes involved, people will do it.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Some people are that desperate to cheat it.
Did I tell you about the one my dad won a ton of money in a Turkish casino?
No.
My dad speaks 3 languages. He speaks Greek, Turkish and English.
Okay.
And really shortly he was playing a hand of poker. I think it was like £100 on the table. It wasn't a big game. Where my dad plays that, because when you get a meal and everything in Cyprus, so my dad's like, look, if we went to a restaurant, we'd spend 50, 60 quid on a meal.
Okay.
So if I spend 50, 60 quid in the casino and don't come back with it, we just book dinner.
Yeah, worst case scenario, McDonald's.
Exactly, yeah. Well, no, we just come out with a good night.
Yeah.
So he was on the table. There was like £100 or so on the table. We're playing in English money, actually. It was unusual for Cyprus. They're only playing dollars.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's Securitas money, that's why.
Yeah.
Look closely, they're all marked with a highlighter pen.
Totally is.
Bonds.
There was a Greek bloke playing on the other side of the table. It was like 3-4 people, and he revealed his hand to his friend in Greek, which nobody on the table spoke, except my dad. And through the twists and turns of the games, he knew exactly what he had. Placed his money down. Won. I think he took away about £500 from the table in the end. And as he walked away, took his chips, they give you a receipt, not chips in that casino, and he went up to get the cash. As he walked past the other fella, he said, bad luck, mate, I'll buy you a drink in Greek.
Oh, nice.
And the guy just stared at him and then just clapped. He was like, he kind of understood, if I'm stupid enough to say in a casino what my cards are, I deserve to lose my money.
Penny dropped.
But it was one of those that actually they sparked up a friendship that lasts through it.
Yeah.
Like they meet up at the casino every now and again now and have a
cheat
drink
together.
Yeah, cheat together. They've learned to speak Taiwanese.
Well, personally, I thought if someone had lost 500 quid, they'd be quite pissed off at him.
Well, I think it was that kind of, you got me. Like, I was...
Yeah,
stupid.
at least he took it in good favour.
Exactly, yeah. But that's what people are like out there as well, is that kind
or maybe
of...
I just watched too many films where normally fights happen after you win lots.
Oh, in the meanwhile, James Bond was actually shooting a guy in the background.
And then the chips are down and walks off.
Yeah. Or he just assumed he was a cheat in a big fist fight and took over the whole casino.
One of the things that fascinated me was there was a group on one of the blackjack tables. There was a group What?
Whitejack.
They're only white cards. It's not Cards Against Humanity.
They're all white.
Or blue.
Alright, Blake, I know you're all about racial harmony. It's like, they're all the same. But no.
If all the cards are the same, that'd be a really shit game of poker.
No, everybody get a flush, it'd be great.
Yeah, I've got a
Or
flash.
not,
Oh, good, I've got a flash too.
I've got 8 fives.
Yeah.
There are no fives in the deck, you fucking cheat.
We're playing crazy 8s, you bastard.
Yeah, all the 8.
What's
Right
crazy about them? They're all jacks.
Well, give them back to him then, he needs his cards.
On the blackjack table, there was a group of Asian kids. I don't say kids, they might have been sort of young adults, I think, more like sort of maybe uni student age. And they were really like a fucking cartel. They were just coordinated, sliding chips to each other to put bets in certain places, and really well organised kind of thing. But I mean, I don't know how what they were doing.
So,
I wasn't really paying
actually
attention
living
to
up to kind of the Asian stereotype of well organised mathematics. In a
almost,
casino.
yeah. I mean, that's probably where a lot of it comes from.
I should imagine so. Like I say, stereotypes always come from somewhere, whether they're good or not.
Yeah,
no, stereotypes are
Isn't
yeah.
there a film, 21 or something?
Yeah, they're not Asians, though. I don't think.
No, they're just really good at maths.
I can't remember if any of them.
I thought they're good at memorising
maybe one
cards.
of them
That's
is.
the idea, because it's counting cards.
Yeah, that's it's the system. There's some system they work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen
So
it.
I've never understood the whole counting cards thing. Is that literally remembering what's come out of the deck?
It seems to me it's pointless nowadays anyway, because most they swap the deck out every time.
Yeah,
I watch
exactly,
them do it,
yeah.
like, you know, playing.
Yeah,
Because
probably
surely,
used to be a problem.
from what I understand, I'm probably completely wrong. What I understand from counting cards is remembering what came out in the last hand and knowing what's coming.
So, yeah.
But surely that's the art of the game.
Well, I suppose the counting cards thing is, I would imagine. Again, I might be wrong too. But I imagine it's if you've got a deck of cards and you're running out of cards. If you haven't seen a card come out yet, you know what the odds are of it being in the deck.
But I always thought like counting cards always counted as like, oh, he's counting cards, it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But surely again, that's the art of the game. It's like
I always assumed it was memorising a deck
okay.
in the order it came out, and they just never shuffled them. But then again, that's stupid, because
that's
why wouldn't they shuffle the
that's
cards?
a casino that deserves to go out of business, right?
Yeah.
That's
also, like you said, they changed the deck around.
From the limited amount of time I spent doing Magic, an unshuffled deck is one of the most easy to spot things.
Oh, sure.
So like most Magic tricks, if you are, I'm not giving anything away, it's common knowledge, you are either genuinely shuffling the deck or making it look like you are, even if they are in
For the
order.
purposes
But
of the trick.
the one thing you do is show that the deck is not in order, if it is not in order.
Right.
So in a legit thing that's not a magic trick, like in a casino or something, you're gonna want to make sure that is shuffled.
Yeah.
I've always thought how
Probably
good
got
magicians
shuffling
would actually
machines,
be
don't
as card shufflers and that, because the tricks and that they know to. But then again, I'm sure they have a vetting process to make sure that isn't. I'm sure it has happened. I'm sure magicians have con people that have a lot of money in,
Probably.
using your powers for good or whatever, isn't it?
I'm giving it to an orphanage. It's fine.
Well, even just like I spent less than a year doing magic things, and I wasn't very good at card manipulation.
Just doing magic things.
I wasn't very good at card manipulation at all, but I can totally see how you could rip people off with it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Even just like on the street with the cups and pee under a cup.
And proposition bet.
Pee under a cup.
I've pissed under one of these cups. Which one do you think?
Find it. No, I'll give you a $5 if you find it. I don't want a $5. I've also
I reckon
pissed.
it's this one.
I've also pissed on the $5.
I'm also homeless. All bets are off.
I've pissed under all.
The smell system will not work.
But all of these cups smell like piss. Yes, sir.
That's what's known as house advantage.
One of them's got. I've pissed under all 3 of these cups, but one of them has a kidney stone.
And please don't win. That's my dinner.
I'll be eating that pea-soaked pea.
So whereabouts was this?
It's the Leicester Square Empire.
Oh, okay.
Really
I've
good
I've
fun.
only ever set foot in that place because they had a cash machine by the front door and I needed cash.
Yeah.
But it was charging £6.50.
What?
So I was like, no fucking way.
So they've
It's the
stopped,
heart of London in a gambling district. It will charge whatever it wants.
they've stopped doing that now.
Oh, really?
I think cash machines can only. This is really thrilling for the listeners, obviously. But I think cash machines.
We're going to carry on.
Cash machines can only charge a maximum of £2 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
People
guessing
were
this. I
taking
mean,
the piss.
it seems silly to charge that much in a casino to people getting their cash out.
Well, too
I'm
right,
guessing this is the one by the front door.
Yes.
This
Where
is
you
the
go
passing
in, whereas
trade.
if you go in and buy chips with a debit card,
There's
there's no commission. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
this
think
is the
I
one.
went
This is the one to get the people who are going to other casinos or
To
going
the
to buy
cinema
dinner or
or-
cinema. They want to rake you for $6.50 at a time.
Yeah. It said rake, by the way, with a K.
Yeah, at the gig I went to recently, the cash machines were charging £2. Like
Where'd you go?
that was for baby metal.
So we're just trying to get you to say it. I think.
No, it's- yeah, I was just
I
trying
can
to-
see the fishing rod
I was
coming
just
out. Oh no, it's your penis.
channeling Brad.
Yeah.
That was probably just a fee for having to watch the band. They should have put £2 into your account every time you tried to watch the band.
This cash machine will charge you £2 off your credibility. No, I'm sure it was very
it was fine. I went for cat really.
Female Japanese Rammstein.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, they were fine.
You know,
they were a fun live act, and that's what I expected them to
be.
Yeah,
great. Sometimes sometimes it's all about the live act. Like some of my favourite bands, you listen to the records, they're not that great. Go to see them live, and you're like, oh, this is where they work.
And some, by contrast, they're much better on studio than live.
A band called Crimful. I went to see them support Turisas. I loved it. I toured their albums, absolutely loved them, and they were so boring live. Yeah. There's a lot of backing track, and I expect that with a lot of the music I listen to. Yeah. But they had no. Like most of the bands have a keyboard, or they at least have somebody queuing up the music.
Yeah.
But it was singer, bass player, guitarist, drummer.
Yeah.
That was it. That was all they had. And it was like, there's a full orchestra in this, and you have no representation of your full sound. And they were just boring. Yeah. I'm not one of those guys that's like, it's got to be live, just guitars. I hate that, but have some.
No, I'll agree that sometimes we're shooting down a little bit. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Mastodon, but they just play their stuff and walk off. They don't really interact with the crowd that much.
My favourite bands all the
time.
They're
just a bit dull live. They just play their shit and walk off.
One of my favourite bands of all time, Breaking Benjamin.
I've heard of them.
They did a song for. Oh, what's the game with the anti-grav gun?
Paul.
No, not that.
Oh, no,
Half-Life. They did a song for Half-Life 2.
Alright.
No, they didn't. No, people use it for Half-Life 2 because
That's a hell of an echo. They didn't do a song for Half-Life 2.
They did a song for Halo 2.
Tune in, we'll be releasing our
They did a song for Halo 2.
That's true, it's fucking Enya.
They did a song that was on the Halo 2 soundtrack.
Okay.
But the lead singer is he writes pretty much all the lyrics don't come from real life experience. They're from, like, he'll take a character in a movie and go, what are you going through? I'll write a song about that.
Oh, nice.
And he actually had played Half-Life 2 when he wrote the song So Cold, which is, you know, if you find your family, don't be scared. It's all this kind of, it's about like a post-apocalyptic zombie wasteland.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so he wrote the song that ended up on the Halo 2 soundtrack was written about Half-Life 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but one of my favourite bands, a really big, kind of massive sound. They're just a guitar band, if you know what I mean. Great sound to them, really big. But I've watched a couple of their live DVDs and never come to the UK. I think they've just reformed, actually, so that could be pretty exciting. I watched a couple of their...
Reforming Benjamin.
Just watched a couple of their live DVDs and they just stand and play their songs.
Yeah.
You know, and they're very, very sing-along, so in a very big sense. So I guess being in the crowd, hearing 1,000 people sing the songs is probably the art of it. Mm-hmm. But certainly watching their DVDs is a bit like, do something, move. It's like watching the Beatles.
So you could have a live CD and get the same effect. Basically.
Yeah, probably as watching the DVD. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. What's your favourite band you've ever seen live?
Probably a 50-50 split. Turisas I enjoy every single time.
Okay.
They command the stage. But one of the most enjoyable live bands is probably Sabaton. Because the lead singer is Freddie Mercury, metal reincarnate.
Nice.
He just doesn't... You know, normally like he'll come out and he'll like fist pump the crowd and he'll be getting everything moving. He won't just fist the crowd.
So that's slanderous, dude. Freddie Mercury never did that shit.
Whatever size venue they're in, they'll use like as much pyro as they can fit. Yeah. So if they're in a small venue, they'll use like steam jets.
A couple of party poppers.
Yeah.
they start with a song called I think it's called 40 to 1. And it's got this bum 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 opening salvo
drums.
Hell
of a time signature. Percussionist, what do you make of that?
My head hurts.
But they like I've seen them once in a big arena and they use massive great fireworks like flame jets to hit along to the bum 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 bum. But I've also seen them in a smaller venue where they use steam instead of fire, and it just works. But like they'll do like an hour and a half set until the last song. He does not relent. He's a constant, like a storm force of a frontman. Yeah. Turisas the same, but you can see him starting to get tired, starting to
ebbs and flows.
Yeah, he'll like they'll put a slower one in the middle, and then so he's got the energy to do the big go home songs. Sabaton are just this, you know, they do a lot of like World War II lyrics and that, and they just remind you of this just force of tanks just unstoppably coming at you in a musical sense. And they're just fun. Like the lead singer's just a good sense of humour. Yeah. They're probably my two. Dragon Force are really good live. Alstorm are amazing live. Again, these are ones I might even skip if I've got them on a collection, on a CD player or in the car or something. But live, they'll just, I don't know. There's so many bands are really, really good live.
Blake?
There's lots of bands I know it's a typical Blake answer, but
I appreciate music.
No, there are lots of bands that I love for different reasons. But if I was to say my personal favourite
gig, like
live act I've seen, would possibly be NoFX.
Okay.
Purely because they just they played their set and all that, but in between they were just making a comedy set out of it, and they would. And it was only when I saw him a second time, because I must admit I saw him years ago in Reading Festival, and then I saw him again a few years ago at Download.
Yeah. And
I didn't realise how much that me and Brad and inadvertently for yourself and that, had borrowed bits of it for making how we wanted Ben to Crack Corn to sound.
I did like the idea that a punk band were turning a thing into a comedy set. It'd just be like, this song's called "Fuck the Government." What's the deal with the government?
Yeah. Oh no! They would just make snarky remarks in it. Yeah. They end the set in a comedic way, like when I first saw them at Reading. There was a bit where they had a song. I can't remember what song it was, but it was ending on they were walking off and stop one each time, taking out an instrument, as they all go like some bands do. And it was just this one guy with an accordion playing at the end. I was going to say, the whole band had left and he was just playing it. I was going to say, they just unplugged him.
I was going to say about accordions, because from the gesture you were making as you were describing it looked like you were doing either accordions or cross stitch. It's like, that's an end to set in a comedic way. I'm with a blanket.
I saw Blackstone Cherry at a festival. And it was the last night of their world tour for their newer album or whatever. Right. So they were just fucking around all night. But at the end of it, they were like, "We're finally going to give the drummer a solo." So he's finished off the song, and as they actually came back in on it and redid the big chorus of their big song. Can't remember what it was now. But as he's doing it, the set mechanics come out and start taking the drum kit apart until he's just got his stool and a cymbal. And he's like, da, 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 da. And it's fucking, you can see it, because there's fireworks going off on the stage, and just the drummer with just two sticks on a stool. Yeah. While the rest of the band, I think it was Hell and High Water, so they're like, if you're going through hell, and the crowd are waving, everybody's singing, bum bum bum, good night everybody, and he's just sitting on a stool holding two drumsticks. There's no drums to the song at all. But they haven't played it down and made it almost acoustic. They're still really rocking around, and the drummer's just in the end, I think he started tapping the microphone stand to try to get some kind of sound. And you could tell he didn't know, because every time they took a drum away, he's trying to snatch it the fuck back.
No, I need this.
As he tries to save the snare, somebody takes the bass. So as he's trying to save that, somebody's taking one of the cymbals. Until the end, he's just wrapped himself like a koala around one of the cymbals, and then somebody just unscrews it and takes it off the stick. Yeah. And then they're trying to take the drumsticks out of his hand, but he can manage to keep hold of them, so he's just sat on a stool like a fishing gnome. He just looks like that.
Yeah,
brilliant gig.
So I'm trying to think of in terms of best live show I've ever seen. I probably thought Muse was a really good live.
I've heard good things.
They started off really kind of dry when I've seen them 3 or 4 times, and they've started off very dry, and then they've gradually got more into the show thing, and it's And also, I've always had this issue as a guitar player with guitarists who fuck up on a live recording and cover it up with effects. Yeah. I just find that a bit...
U2. Bill Bailey does the U2 sketch.
Yeah, that's...
Where he takes off the effects and they're playing Happy Birthday.
Something like that,
yeah.
And he's got better... He's stopped doing that now, because at one point he was doing that and it was really pissing me off, whereas now he just plays the solos. He'd rather play them technically correct and then just stick with the effects on top of it, rather than cover something where he's missed a note or something like that.
Dragon Force did a lot of that when they got someone to Guitar Hero 3, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they exploded in popularity after that, and they weren't ready for the size of the show they were actually putting on.
Okay.
They were putting on venues like 500 people,
yeah,
and selling out in 20 minutes. So they were like, okay, we'll do 1,000, 2,000 seater venues, and they expected so much, and they weren't as technically proficient as they needed to be in front of that many people. Right. Now they'll play to 10,000 and never miss a note. But that was where that whole thing about
100% expert, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. That was the whole thing about them. Is that a lot of people saying Dragon Force can't play live. Certainly for a year they couldn't.
No.
They couldn't put on the show. They used to play in front of massive fans and jump on trampolines and
massive
stuff like
fans?
that. Yeah.
Well, really just large people.
Yeah. I love you.
Giants and fat guys.
I love you, Dragon Force.
I did meet like a 7 foot something guy at Dragon Force gig. So yeah, I suppose. That was one where I was rocking out with this really old fella at the front. He knew the lyrics to every single word. I don't know if I've told this story. He was not really old, but for a Dragon Force gig, which is unfortunately quite a young audience. You get 13, 15-year-olds going to a lot. They do under 18 gigs. Yeah. Dragon Force. There was this guy, I'd say late 40s, maybe even 50s, rocking out to every single song and knowing we now know it was the last tour with their lead singer. So he was singing like the bonus tracks and shit like that.
Was he like dressed like an under 18? This is like, greetings, fellow teens.
No, unfortunately, just jeans and a t-shirt.
How about that?
But we saw him having a cigarette outside, and we're just like, that was really good, man. What do you think of the gig? That was really good fun. And then the drummer came out, like walked up to him, and was like, "Should we go?" And it was the drummer's dad. So it was like, that was why he knew every fucking lyric.
Yeah.
It was really cool because the drummer was. That was so weird. The drummer didn't like leave out the back or anything. He just walked out with the towel around his neck.
It'd be amazing.
Met his mum and his dad out the front and was like, "Should we go?" Like,
if
like every 18-year-old in a band.
If it's really supportive dad, like you'd expect the singer's dad to know all the words, and him just to be going.
It's now bass.
Drumming it all. Somebody stole the drums.
The fucking fireworks. We went to so you know you missed the Great Lions fireworks.
Stinking ill.
Yeah, it was doing the rounds, man. It's right.
Yeah, totally.
It happens, but. We were saying as the fireworks were going off, it's really fun to imagine fireworks as narrated by a 5-year-old kid. It's like bang, woo woo woo, boom, bang bang bang. It's just red, boom 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 boom, green, yellow, boom boom, bang bang bang.
I was really sad to miss it actually because my girlfriend's obviously from the area and she used to go every year. But what was quite nice because we missed it. We spotted there was one on the island on Friday.
What gave it away?
Yeah.
I reckon it was fireworks. Or there's been a war.
It was quite nice because it was the one. My house was about my old house that I grew up in was about 10 doors away from it.
Okay.
So it was actually the one I used to go to as a child, which was quite nice that we unfortunately missed the one she used to go to.
But
I haven't been to this one in about
yours upon her.
Yeah,
that's nice.
I haven't been in about 12 years, so it was quite nice to go back and
did the fireworks recognise you?
Hello, Omer. What he actually said was bang, but blue.
I assume
you wrestled Jimmy Snooker. Poof.
I assume
that's a bit harsh. You're a Jimmy Snooker puff.
I assume
Chris.
I assume Sheppy's firework display was they just blew up that boat.
That was the one the only firework display they've ever done
before they think.
Before and since.
There was one in the distance because there's the two big ones on the island. There's the one called the Stevedores and
the Stevedores.
Stevedores.
It's like the worst card game ever.
Is that a Sheppy word?
Stevedores.
Stevedore.
I've never heard it.
I think it's a dock worker.
It might be a real thing.
It might be. It's like Gypsy Tart. It's not known outside of Kent.
Is it not?
But no. Well, it's creeping its way into like South London and that now. But no, if you were to go if you go even like up to the Midlands, going to like a bakery like Greg's or something like that, and ask for Gypsy Tart, they won't have a clue what you're on about. You know, the word like internet
Gypsy Tart. We've got a chocolate around here. We call them pikey pies.
I thought they were called Gypsy Tarts.
Yeah. There's like the story I always heard was that there were two
the legend of tarts.
Yeah. There were two gypsy kids like begging for food or whatever, and a woman basically went in and got a can of condensed milk and made them a little cake, and they were called Gypsy Tarts. That was the story I've always known. But yeah,
okay.
It's because you put them in a baker's window and then they get paid to fuck off. That's what it is.
It's a story you've always known. So the moment you popped out the womb,
my mother went, there were these two children. Also, I'm an old English man.
I'm Patrick Stewart.
I promise your childhood will be weird. Make it so.
But don't worry. Thanks to your friends, you will never get a good job.
Yeah, we were already setting out. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, there's
age 6.
There's two big ones: the Stevedores and the Sheppy Rugby Club. Both do a big firework display. Wouldn't say they compete, but certainly it's like who can do the bigger one this year. And you, because of where they are, because the island's very flat, you can see one from the other, only in the distance, but you can. Yeah. So we were at Stevedores and we saw this big display going on for well over an hour. Yeah. We were like, wow, that must be the rugby, because Stevedores is a club, whereas the rugby club is obviously a rugby club, so it's paid for by fans for the year and stuff like that. So that one has a lot more money. This one was just sponsored by newsagents.
Yeah, whereas the rugby club's one is like friends of the rugby club.
Exactly. So they probably spent £10,000 putting this night together, whereas the rugby club, like the Stevedores, is sponsored by a newsagent, so it's £1,000 tops.
And that was the
really good
night.
That was
the other game we played, wasn't it? Count the taxpayers' money.
Yeah. Yeah. Count. But here's the thing: we were there.
31,000.
We saw them going off before our fireworks display started, and they were going on afterwards. My girlfriend was like, "What's that?" I said, "Oh, that's probably the Sheppy Rugby Club." But that's a bit pricey to get.
I know you've been in a while.
Yeah. We looked on Facebook the next day. The rugby club put up, "Oh, come see our firework display tonight." So I was like, "What the fuck was? There's no unless there's some kind of secret Freemasons firework club on the Isle of Sheppey. Someone had spent a lot of money we could hear them, and they looked maybe 15 miles away.
Okay.
So that was a lot.
Oh, some of them are ridiculous. Like, what I don't get is why people spend so much money to let off a big fuck off, £100 firework in their back garden. What is the goddamn point?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't understand.
I bought 2 little £6 sets from a supermarket.
Yeah.
And, we had Charlotte's parents came over and we was like, and we had hot chocolates and sparklers and it was a nice little night.
Yeah.
But other than, I've still got one left that I'm going to use. Like, my niece has never been to a firework display.
Strap her to it.
She's not quite a year and a half yet, and she's like, apparently she's been a bit freaked out by like the bangs going on. So I'm going to take out like the noisy one, just do like little fizzly ones and that for her in the back garden.
Oh, nice.
If she enjoys it, she enjoys it. If not, then it was £6. I'll just shove them back in the box and do it later. Do you know what I mean? Well, probably not when they're lit.
That's a shit idea.
Right, back in the bin they go.
Well, that was actually at this firework display. One of the rockets didn't launch,
yeah.
So they lit the fuse and it went off almost instantly and then exploded.
Oh shit!
Went off on the ground. You just hear the whole. But it's like you get this feeling. It's people say this about Formula
Formula One.
No, about Formula One. No, what's the American, the one where they just drive NASCAR. People say that like, do you want to see a good race? No.
Sorry, I know it's true. It's just the best description. It's just NASCAR where they drive left forever. Somebody's driving right. Oh shit, kids!
oh shit, son! He got done turn right.
He's a rebel. The South will rise again and go slightly to the left.
Oh my god, could NASCAR please secede from the rest of racing? Give me left or give me death.
You can take our guns, but you'll never take the left-hand side of my car.
You take our guns, but you can never take my right.
We're so far to the right, we only go left. What I was trying to say is like the firework display a lot of the way, especially when you can see the ground crew running it.
Yeah.
And much like NASCAR, everybody's like, yeah, I really want to see a good race / firework display.
That's fucking carnage.
But I also want to see somebody get fucked up.
Yeah, Formula One. That's the thing. Is like Formula One for the most part now is so safe.
As safe as you can do 500 miles an hour.
Yeah, but in terms of the accidents, there's always one really big one,
and then everything
else is all kind of very minor and that sort of.
It's like the sacrificial driver.
Yeah, pretty much. Unfortunately, it seems to be the same companies that like just fucking ship their drivers out.
It's weird that they keep calling them Goat Schumacher.
Poor boy.
Dude, poor guy's never going to have a career.
Wasn't there a super nasty one recently where he hit like a crane or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Was it Formula One or something like that? There was basically like part of, like the tyres on the side of the road.
Yeah.
They'd gone down, so they got a crane in to lift it up.
That's right.
And a Formula One car went straight into the crane.
Yeah.
So it was basically the one I heard, a friend who's a fan of it, and he was like, that should never have been there.
No,
that was an accident that should never, even with the tyres down, it would have just been a nasty crash.
The reason it was so bad as well is because it wasn't during the actual race. I think it was like a qualifier.
Oh really? Wow. So they weren't even gunning it.
No.
Wow.
They weren't even. They would have been. If it was qualifying, they'd have been gunning. If it was practicing, they wouldn't.
They would have just been trying out the track. Yeah.
Getting a feel for the route. But yeah. My mum, I remember, used to say, like, Formula One is getting a bit safe, and the best way to fix it is one simple thing: figure of 8.
We go left and right.
I went, what? As in like 2 levels? And she went, no. 1 level. What's the incentive for people to surely they're going to drop back? And she's like, no. Most of the time they'll be dropping back, and then they'll be like, shoo!
Traffic lights, fucking traffic lights. You can't, what you say if you've committed, you're going to have to go through the red.
Yeah.
No, you can't. No, just make it totally illegal. Put a bomb under the car. If they skip the red light, they blow up. If they don't even attempt to brake.
So we're not turning Formula 1 to Mario Kart, right?
Bum bum bum. Schumacher has blown up, and there's a banana on the track. Schumacher's about the only reference I've got. I'm pretty sure he's retired now.
He's actually, funny enough, he's retired. Came out of retirement, did some more driving. Never won a championship or anything because he did drive for teams with fantastic cars. Okay. But then actually he's out of the right sport.
Compared to mine, they're probably
he had a coma, didn't he? Yeah, he went into a coma. Yeah, he had.
Shit! Yeah, I remember.
A skiing accident or something like that. And went into a coma. He's out of it now.
He tried a different sport, ended up in a coma.
I turned left.
I learned my lesson. Formula 1 and only Formula 1.
Also, I am Russian mafia boss according to Rob.
I was trying to do a joke.
I am sure.
But somebody kept fucking talking over me.
What? No, that's not how accents work.
Yes, it is.
If I go to Germany and talk over them, they don't start talking in a Russian accent.
Have you been to Germany?
Yes.
Well, then you don't know. You're not there. You weren't there, man.
You weren't there at the national.
I've also never been to Germany. I just imagine that's how it
I
works.
just imagine like a good comedy sketch there. It was like, where do you think the meeting where they handed out accents was? That's a Family Guy sketch, right?
South of England.
Oh, okay.
It must be because this is like. Well, I suppose it's very subjective to say. But it seems like the most neutral kind of.
Yeah, everybody else is going to say we have the accent, they don't. But
yeah,
certainly I think we have the closest to maybe if you're going to count the Queen's English as English.
Yeah.
The way it should be spoken. I think Southeast is close. I mean, we have that kind of London like South for a lot of people, but we're as close to the Queen's English as you're going to get without much of a regional accent.
Well, that's because she's always like, "Don't be a lemon, you slay."
The South will rise again with all the accents. We're going to succeed with all the accents.
We were playing HeroClix the other day, and I had a couple of points spare, so I took the Aunt May action card. Right. But you know, the way we play it when we play it with Brad is he has the perspex sheets. Instead of putting like a movement token, you write down next to him, so it's like you can do like carting, like bang, whack, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just making Aunt May be like, "Do what? Come here, I'll mug you off, you cunt."
Do me a lemon.
Aunt May was this fucking gangster.
Get out my pub!
There's the best thing is like, you know,
turn into Barbara Windsor.
Yeah,
fucking EastEnders.
like Spider-Man's got like 6 clicks of health or whatever, etc., etc. But Aunt May's she's a
6
token.
kilometres of health.
Yeah, but yeah, Aunt May's got 1, but it was just funny that
Spider legs tingling.
I kept making her run up front, you know, being the frontline soldier, Aunt May, but at the same time being like, "Oh, fucking look, you what, mate?" And she
shank you up.
She didn't. I mean, she eventually died, obviously, but she
Sure.
took ages.
Yeah.
That was the same game where Gwen Stacy got turned into a zombie and then bit Peter Parker and turned him into a zombie, and then Gwen Stacy bit Hellboy on the horn and killed herself.
So that's canon then.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Impaled herself on his horn.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Which he filed down.
Your dad forgot that when you make a character do an extra action, they take a point of health. So he attacked
Hellboy. Counts as an extra action.
Attacked Hellboy, even though he'd already done something that round.
Right.
So he then killed himself.
So hang on. So finding down his horn counts as an action point. I don't understand how this game works.
It's not like the world's most boring superhero RPG. Roll a 6 to file down your horns.
Spider-Man has to own his suit.
Oh fuck!
He needs to fill up his web calendars before he can go out.
Yeah, you have to actually roll a 6 for 1 syringe full of web fluid. Roll a 6 to empty it.
We should just do
Have you done your admin?
we should just do a mod called Hero Sucks.
I like the idea that superheroes, because they all the collateral damage they cause, they have to do a lot of admin before they can actually go out.
Admin clicks. The amazing spider lawyer. I think you'll find.
He phones up Daredevil. He's just like, "Look, last night I sort of did some shit. I might need your help with some admin."
Jesus Christ, Spider-Man! I can't help you anymore. I swear blind. This is fast becoming our biscuit man thing.
So I thought we'd finish up in a minute, but I was going to do a question from the mailbag, if that's cool.
Okay.
All right.
It's not actually a bag, though, is it?
No.
Okay.
But it's the mail.
Fourth wall, motherfucker.
Whatever.
Mail hand.
Mail hand. Yeah. So we have a question from the mail hand.
So what?
So if you had the power to change anything about the world to make it a better place, what one thing would you change?
In a kind of magical, it's done sense.
But basically, there's no obstacle to you getting it done. So
it's not like I don't have to put it through the courts.
There's there's no legislature in place to stop you from doing stuff. You literally just say, "I want to do this," and it happens.
So I would, I would ban poverty or whatever, something like that.
No, ban poverty.
You know what I mean?
Or I would make NASCAR a more interesting sport.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Turn right, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'd make NASCAR drivers turn right.
So there you go. Blake decided that if he had the power to change anything about the world, he would make NASCAR, a sport he doesn't watch, slightly more interesting. So maybe you would watch it, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure
so
what you
many,
like.
I would turn the WWE back to the Attitude Era.
Fuck me. That's like the ultimate first world problem.
I don't know, there's so many things you
I
can
like
say
it when they
like,
almost say fuck
and then as my third action, I would ban first world problems.
I don't know.
It's like, I want to hear them almost use the word fuck on TV.
I would...
What?
See, there's so many things like... I don't want to be the guy who like ruins the fun of the question.
Okay.
But there are so many things you could say, okay, I want to cap politicians' wages. And then there's the fallout of what would happen. Do you know what I mean? I don't do that, but there's so many...
So
there's
assuming no fallout.
There's no fallout.
Assuming we don't have to think. There would be, but assuming we don't have to think about it.
Mm-hmm. See, the internet opens up so much now. I think it would have to be something along the lines of like.
It's just that you're going to say like get rid of Coney. It's like, fuck's sake, stop
I
reading,
think
stop
I would
reading
either.
everything you read on Twitter.
I think I would have to have. There would have. It would be a multifaceted thing, but I would try to put more and less control on the internet and the data spread around the world.
Okay.
So, like, you know, I'm a little bit of a conspiracy guy, right?
Tinfoil
hat guy. I would make it so through the sharing of information on the internet that if something was being hidden, it couldn't be, and if something needed to be hidden, it could be. Like, I'm very much. I know that, say, you know, CIA or whoever, they hide things to keep us safe. Yeah. They also hide things we should know.
I get you.
Right? I wouldn't ban or create. I would better control the flow of information in the world.
You would basically regulate the flow of all the
information
to where it should be.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
My argument would be is where you draw the line.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, that's the problem.
We don't have to think about that.
Yeah,
I would basically go. You know, like,
itself.
Okay, are there aliens on the planet? I don't know. Is it important that we know? Yes. Okay, we'll find out. No. Right. Don't bother with it. Let's work on the fact that these people are starving. Let's work on the fact that. You know, like the horse meat scandal would have been like, no, do you know what? You can hide that one.
Yeah.
Because in the meanwhile, in something Stan, thousands of people being massacred, maybe we should help them. I think I would regulate the flow of information.
Remind me why you didn't get that job at the UN again. So, I don't know, something Stan. They blow each other up and shit.
He's Pakistan. Yeah, I think I'd regulate the flow of information, of sensitive information in the world.
So you basically just level it off so that everything that should be shared would be shared?
Yes, exactly.
Or at least would be available to share, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I'd be the guy sitting in the room, somebody would go to me, shall we share this bit about this politician? Yes. How about this bit? No.
Or
I'd be the guy regulating
Would you then kind of make it a two-step thing and you're like, okay, should we share this, yes or no, who with?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I mean, then again, you've got places like like China and that who they regulate their internet flow. So they, was it North Korea that thought they'd won? They were spreading rumours that they'd won the Olympics and stuff like that.
No, basically, North Korea is
exactly what that would be one of my key aims. Is I would increase the flow of information to the civilians. So that if you needed, and I hate using the word revolution because that means just to come back to where you started from.
You sound like Russell Brand when you do that, and it just.
Oh fuck! Yeah, I fucking hate the little prick. What I mean, no, revolution is the wrong word. He's dirtied that word. He really has. I was talking to a friend of mine who's very politically charged the other day, and he said when people ask for a revolution, they don't want change because a revolution is 360 degrees, and you come back to where you started.
Right.
So if we had a revolution in this country, if it took 24 hours, in 24 hours we'd be in exactly where we are now. That's not revolution. What you want is change. See what I mean? If you don't like something, the way something's run, you don't just do it all again. There's a really good Family Guy episode where they. Is it the new Quahog one where it gets like blown up or whatever, and they start a new place?
Guns and
but he's like, they ban guns, etc. They realise they need them, and then they're like, maybe we should have other people who we vote in to look after us, and they basically just resurrect the system they just destroyed, and that's that's the way the world will always go. So but I think the flow of information now with the internet is so.
It's fragmented.
It could be so much easier to control because there's so much we don't know that we should, and anybody who does know something that is important. Can be just branded a conspiracy nut and dismissed. And that's, divide and conquer.
What about you, Blake?
Well, yeah, but on a more serious note, obviously, NASCAR, etc.
Obviously, for the benefit of the grander population.
I'll stop John Cena winning the belt again.
I'd restrict John Cena to one fewer title win than Ric Flair.
Give Triple H his hair back.
And the truth about dinosaurs.
I would prove dinosaurs, yeah.
No, he said the truth.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
The truth.
No. If I could change one thing, and it seems to be more prevalent, if I could change one thing, it would be literally to remove bigotry. Because it seems to be a lot of blame on different things, like,
people scapegoating other people.
People scapegoating other people.
Or other things.
Like, and I think they don't really know the truth of what it is. Like, so there's a lot of people going. Basically, at the moment, there seems to be a lot of blame on the benefit system and on immigration and stuff like that, and immigration getting benefits and a lot of it. Well, some of it is true. It's not to the same extent as everyone seems to think it is.
You can basically what happens is you get a set of statistics that come out, which are the bare facts.
Yeah.
Not bare facts. Like,
bears have paws.
They have fur.
Yeah.
One of them's bulimic and lives in Skyrim.
Once again, you're fucking calling back to stuff that didn't get recorded.
Yeah, and happens to be Omer's mum, apparently.
My mum's friend, fuck's sake.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I don't remember everything.
Omer was created in a lab.
Yeah, I'm a test tube baby. You know it.
No, I do see.
I don't know why you bring it up every Christmas.
I totally get what
I
you
don't
mean.
believe in that.
And, again, it's
spend Christmas in a lab.
God created that test tube.
I see what you mean. I think it's really similar to what I was saying about like the flow of information. Like if the information was transparent and shown to people, they'd go, "Oh, there aren't 70,000 Polish people claiming child benefit." Do you know what I mean? Like
in a single school.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
if it was transparent, we could see that. But then again, you're still going to get people.
And that's the problem where you get these things.
Some people, and it happens everywhere on the political spectrum, because there's the thing called horseshoe theory, which is that on the further you go out on the fringes of each political system, left or right, the more it actually comes in on itself, because some of them are just as batshit crazy as each other, just with different ideas.
Oh, it's like lately. There's been a big thing about like, especially with the gay marriage and equal rights and all that around lately. People always point to like paganism, different strands of paganism as being good and being it's in touch with Mother Earth. You know, in certain paganistic, I don't know, trends. I can't remember what the word is. Homosexuality is punishable by death.
Yeah.
Whereas the Pope has said,
the
Pope has said homosexuality is wrong. However, God made these people and He must have a reason.
Yeah,
like that. The fucking Christian Catholic Church that we all condemn as the worst thing on the planet is more open to homosexuality.
Established that NASCAR's worse.
Yeah.
At least the Pope can say
it's more open to homosexuality
this is my problem, bigotry.
Certain brands of paganism, which we're all considering to be lovely and good, and you know, it's not the way. There's good and bad in everything.
Absolutely.
You can be too liberal.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I've having loads of conversations. It's called fucking Tumblr. It's
well, there you go.
It's endemic.
Well, yeah, and I think as I was saying, the internet is a big problem with this. You get all these things like this bigotry to become life, and it gets summarised in a meme, and then these people share it because they may not even 100% agree with it, but they'll just share it because they either slightly agree with it or they think it's funny. But it's enough to start off.
It's enough to start somebody looking into it seriously, and then
all it starts taking is a few serious people to make it all go wrong.
Yeah, so, and I think the key thing with the internet, and I realised this a few years ago, is no matter what you're into, now whether that is a sexual fetish or a hobby or a pastime or a racist standpoint that makes you a horrible person, there will be somebody on the internet to make you feel right.
And also,
so if I were, we joke about, if you take the character that I sometimes will portray on here, the massive racist, etc. Say that was me for real.
Yeah.
If I went online and portrayed that character, there would be people who would support me for real.
Oh yeah, big time.
Which means
including
if I did
in bondage stuff.
If I did genuinely feel that way, there are enough people out there to make me feel right.
Yeah.
And then I become powerful because then I can convince them to join my
people
force.
Get enabled in their ways, good or bad.
Whereas it used to be, you'd go to school, college, work, and go, "Oh, I don't like Jews," and people would go, "You can't fucking say that. Why are you saying?" And you'd be educated, hopefully, so that your opinion changed. Now, if I don't like what you're saying, I just go to the group of people who do say what I want.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the internet has ruined.
You shout about it on the internet, and then some people disapprove.
So you started playing that character really young, by the sounds of it. I'm starting to wonder.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So
you'd kind of support Omer's thing.
In a way, yes, but also it would be rather than hiding information per se. I just a bit more education.
The education system's fucked. Nobody is taught to do their own research or to look into things or learn.
Do you know what it is? Ultimately, I think it boils down to is that there's a problem with attention span. The more access you have to information, you seem to look for it less,
and that's being pushed. I mean, I was talking to my friend. My friend turned 40 this year, and I'm 27. When he was in school, he was taught in mainstream school, so pre-16. He was taught logical fallacies, how to debate, how to argue, how to research an opinion. You know, how to work out if you're right.
Yeah.
We are not taught that. I'm 27 years old. I was not taught it. He's 40. He was. So that breakdown of enabling people to learn and to look.
Critical thought.
That's exactly the word. Yeah, I was looking for that. Like, he was taught how to research something, how to debate. You know, me and you would sit here and we'll go. The really good example we always use is the coffee eaten by the cat thing.
Oh, that thing.
I think there's a certain type of coffee bean that's processed by this mammal. I thought it was a rat star thing, you thought it was a cat star thing, or whatever way around it was, I can't even remember now. We researched it, one of us looked at it, the other, text the other one, hey, check out this Wikipedia article, we learned from each other, right? Because we're not dickheads. Oh, exactly, but because we didn't sit there just flaming at each other about who was wrong and who was right. We did research.
I just pictured it when you said it was flaming. We were being really, really camp. Well, I just think you're wrong.
And we did the research and we came out with what the right answer was. And I'm not saying we're better than anybody at all. What I'm saying is we were very we were very lucky to have that ability to do that, and we don't do it all the time. Sometimes I just flare up and go on a rant about something, but we're not taught to research anymore.
Exactly. Believe that. I'm not politically charged anyway. And giving it another example, video games.
Okay.
You get stuff like IGN and Eurogamer website, and the comments are literally, if it's something about Xbox, it's PS4 fanboy.
Oh, exactly,
Xbox. And vice versa. If it's a PS4 site, you get, you should have got an Xbox One, lol, faggot.
Yeah.
But,
quiz.
People just take everything too fucking seriously.
I get it.
Like, do your research and then just watch a fucking comedy show and have a giggle.
Ultimately, this is the advice I would give anybody who's listening who's consider themselves politically charged in general or anything like that, right? And this is a really important thing that I don't understand why it's not so fucking obvious to people. Do your research. Figure out which political party gels best with your beliefs.
Yeah, you'll never get 100%. No.
Yeah, it's very unlikely you will. Go to their polling booth, vote for that party. If they don't get in, and somebody else does who you don't like, you have to accept that you're not part of the majority. That's democracy.
Yes.
Basically, you can't just say the system's broken because you don't get the result you want.
Exactly.
Fucking grow up. Anyway, let's bring it back to an upper.
Eat a Toblerone and shit into a bucket.
yeah.
So what I
Omer, buy a PS4.
You should buy an Xbox One, lol.
enjoy a 720p console, faggots.
Fucking.
I see, we've got PC Master Race.
You Sony.
I got a Wii U, bitch.
You bigoted Sony fascist, Sony PlayStation Nazi. You
That's a terrifying thing.
Nintendo communist.
Japanese communism,
listen, Nintendo, we are all together. Communism, you fucking.
It's also cheap, so
There you go. See, everybody should have one. Fucking communism.
Well, that's why they printed money.
This is how conspiracy theories work. That's exactly how.
That tinfoil. I'm gonna make a hat.
The pyramids, right? They've got a point on top of them. Point. I've got a point, and I'm a Nazi.
Guys, can you stop wasting my
character's a Nazi.
Guys, can you stop wasting my tinfoil? I need them for my sandwiches.
I need so many hats. Why? Are the government trying to get into your sandwiches?
Are you trying to
No.
Have you got Nazi cheese?
I want a packed lunch, okay?
That's what I love. The best thing about conspiracy theories is sometimes it is as simple as something like, no, I just want a sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh man, are you part of the Illuminati? No, I thought this badge looked cool. Sometimes people are just...
I did like the little triangle and the eye thing.
Yeah. So what I would do is I'll do mine quickly because it doesn't really need a lot of explanation anyway, and also because we've kind of gone off on a tear, and I've got one more. I'm going to bring it back to the second part of the question. So I would eliminate all debt worldwide.
Oh, okay.
Third world, first world, the works. Now I realise that would have downsides in that people who got into debt through their own fucking carelessness would get a free pass.
So you're talking down to like a person who owes credit card and the Ethiopian
and the people
national
that owe money don't get their money.
The third world, like loans and aid and stuff, zero those off, and you would zero off everything in the world.
So what would that do to like America? Because the richest country in the world is the country with the most debt, America.
I don't know. See, this is the thing why I say about not thinking about consequences. I don't know anything about economics. I don't know what that would do to the economy worldwide. All I know is it would be a nice thing. It would have some benefits, and so just something I thought would be.
Would you say like I had a load of debt, credit cards, whatever, and I wiped? Can I get into debt again?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just give me a clean slate to try not to fuck up.
Clean slate.
If you fuck up, it's your own fault.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I like that actually. That's really
yeah.
That would help. I think it would help more people than it.
I would hope so. But I don't know. Again, I don't know the.
Well, for instance, like you'd have your house paid off, but then again, would you make money just appear and pay everybody off, or would you just eliminate it? Because my bank, if I get a mortgage, I owe my bank. Now my bank are relying on me paying that money to pay the cashier.
Technically,
it's
not
that
your house. So yeah,
exactly.
By removing the debt, you
don't lose my house. So I'd say I would.
You've got so much homelessness, Rob.
I would expand it a little bit more and be like, I wouldn't eliminate debt. I would pay it off.
Called your own dad train.
Do you know what I mean? Yes. I would make money appear and pay the debt.
So the second part of the question is, if you had all the power in the world to change things, what would you do that's a fucking frivolous thing that would only benefit you?
Oh wow!
I have mine to start off. I would make either all public transport everything is spaced out 3 inches more, so I can fit in it. Or, for the benefits of public transport, being 6'5" or over would be a disability. So that you could use
you got the
seat.
Oh wow! So something small, silly, frivolous.
Oh, I thought you would have took all the money from the debt you wiped and give it all to yourself.
No, this is assuming I
literally
can't. This is not assuming I can get the first bit done. This is just a separate thing. It's something that would. There's something that's purely.
So what is your first world
Pure
problem?
fun and.
I basically not my fucking fuck. My first world problem. I'm slowly crippling myself going to fucking work.
So you're like, if you asked a kid, he'd be like, "I want a PlayStation 4," or "What
Stuff like that,
because
yeah.
he's got a brain. Fucking
Oh
faggot
no!
Nazi.
Shots fired in 30
Oh, we're back on bigotry, are we?
I'd eliminate all
From
bigots.
you, I would expect more.
Mostly just.
I would just eliminate Omer.
I'd eliminate
From
I'd
you,
shoot Blake in the face.
bigotry, Omer. From you, I expected more. Not better, more bigotry. Blake, have you got one?
I need to think.
I know mine. Actually, I said to Charlie the other day. I would have something like and it's not. Think about it, it's not a money thing, but I would have something like a lottery win,
Right.
or I would create something that would sell really well. I'd have some windfall of money
Right.
that meant I could actually give up my day job, which I do enjoy, and have a hobby job. So creating miniatures, or I always said I'd love to own a forge.
Okay.
So that I could not so that I become so money that I don't have to work, so that I could give up my job.
Sorry, you just said that you've become so money.
I become so
I've
money.
never heard that phrase go from you.
I wouldn't become independently wealthy, so I never need to work again.
Yeah.
I would have enough money that I could, for instance, take enough time off to set up a different job.
I actually know somebody who's doing that.
I watched a show the other day on guys who do Halloween haunts in their house, and he'd been working for a company for like 30 years. He did this Halloween haunt in his house. He'd always wanted to go full time. They had to let him go. Right. The redundancy money he got, they called it something different in the States. That's it. The redundancy money he got made him wealthy enough that he could set up a business where he made a full-time haunted house, and he would have a year before he needed to start earning money and would be comfortable.
Right.
So he got enough money to do his dream job and be comfortable for a year setting it up. I'd do that. I would hopefully have a windfall of money, sell my business, use the money I've got, the money for the business to maybe say a forge. I would set up like an ironworks, and then in a year's time I'd start that up as my business.
Okay.
So that every day when I turned up to work, I'd be like, what am I doing? Or something I love.
Yeah.
I love working in my shop, but I'm not passionate about bikes.
Blake's touched on it there. You don't. It's because you make loads of daggers doesn't mean you level up.
I made
Something
3,009 daggers today. I'm the best blacksmith in the world.
Or even just like a hobby job.
Yeah.
So I could, today I'm going to paint up some miniatures to sell.
Yeah.
Today I'm going to make a sword. Today I'm going to do these things I enjoy doing outside of.
Yeah, I can see the appeal
which is,
of doing
I
it.
actually have
It's
just
the kind of thing where if I had, if I was independently wealthy, I might do a part-time job and do something like this.
Yeah, something like that. I am actually just really. Here's a moment we can share with the people listening. What's really, really weird there? If you'd asked me a few years ago, I'd have said exactly the same thing, but I would have said,
run a podcast.
No.
Oh,
I'll give up. This is weird. This is a bit of a thing in my. I would have said I'll give up my job and take up becoming a full-time professional wrestler, and I didn't just jump to that then, which is the first time I think I would have ever said. Now it's in my head. I'd go, that'd be a part of it.
A couple of years ago, you would have gone on that band, eh?
Yeah, that's really weird that I didn't go. I would give up my job and I'd have enough money to be a full-time professional wrestler.
Maybe you moved on a bit.
Maybe my brain is, as much as I still love it. I bought myself a new pair of boots and stuff the other day. So
But the point is, it's left your brain as a kind of this is what I want to do.
Well, to me, the thing with wrestling is real quick, because I know we talk about it a lot, is that there are so many kids out there now who are so good at it, so passionate about it, and if I'm even 1% less passionate or less good, they deserve it more.
Yeah, I get
and I just want them to do it. If somebody wants it more than me, they deserve it more than me.
Okay.
So I wouldn't wish, my slot. Why give me the money when some kid can earn a living?
So you're not willing to give up your slot to some bloke?
No, I'll never give up my slot to some bloke. No, apparently I'm not. No, I'm not going to give up my slot to just everybody, but I will give it up to a young, enthusiastic boy.
Crazy homosexual innuendo, innuendo.
Put it in my bum.
Up your butt. Marry a man.
Just spit on it first.
Like, now Omer's made it difficult for me because I'm like...
I was going to quit and become a professional wrestler.
Well, no, because that is technically the most in my opinion, one of the most sensible answers is you want financial security if you were
if it was frivolous...
You're not asking for loads of money, you just want to have enough money so that you can dick around and do what you want.
So this, for full disclosure, is one of the questions that I came up with that went in the mail hand. And the idea was just purely like a fuck around thing that doesn't benefit anybody except you on the face of it. It might have a knock on effect. Like, for example, if I was to make public transport bigger, it would benefit more people than just me, but it would benefit me.
Oh, well, you could say that if you want to make it frivolous, you have your own carriage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
get my own train every day at the exact time I arrive at the station.
Okay, if I was being frivolous and had my own... and I was being purely for myself.
I'd shut down your train.
And also, if we're thinking purely fantastical as well.
Oh yeah, it can be batshit insane.
I would actually create my own personal teleporter.
Nice.
That way I would invest in that. Because I would I find it's a lot of money to, go on holiday and stuff like that. And also, I'm an incredibly lazy cunt. So to go I've never seen America, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to go look what the Grand Canyon looks like.
Yeah.
Thing is, I want my personal...
Oh, I've got my calculations! Oh!
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'd have to make sure the calculations were perfect, otherwise... Splat.
Basically, you'd research becoming Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
But if I cannot see it...
Do you know what? My absolute frivolous one, I'd give myself the ability to play any instrument I touched.
Nice.
Purely to be frivolous. I don't want to be like, I've just... there's this new instrument, but I'm playing it perfectly. I have trouble learning musical theory, and so I'd love to get to the point. I've got friends who you give him for instance, 6 months ago, he got hurdy-gurdy. He'd never played one before. He now plays it beautifully.
Yeah.
But because he knew musical theory, I'd give myself. There you go. I'd give myself the unlimited knowledge of musical theory and the dexterity to use it. Right. There's my perfectly frivolous one. Because just to pick up an instrument, make a lovely noise come out of it.
Okay.
Because he's the same. When I was talking to him about it, it was as long as you know how to make the notes, you know what to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's my frivolous. I play any musical instrument I touch.
What would be my frivolous one? Because that one was actually a
useful one.
A useful.
That was just medical.
It can't. Yeah, it won't edit.
That was within the realms of reality as well.
Yeah.
It's grounded in the realms of reality. So what would be my fuck around one?
Would you have an Xbox One, Law?
I have an Xbox One.
Would you have a PS4? No.
No.
Would you shoot all PS4s?
He's trying to get a PS4.
Would you invent cross console gaming so that you could actually fight it out?
That'd be cool.
I actually wonder why they haven't tried doing that yet, because they release so many multi-platform games. I thought, why couldn't I play Destiny with Rob on his Xbox One?
I can only assume it's
to do with servers.
technology.
I can see why you couldn't do it to a PC, for instance.
That's
if you played a game on a PC and a One, you'd be like,
that's been done in the past.
So really?
Well, that's not doable.
Okay.
Again.
Yeah, it probably is doable to a certain extent, but
it's probably very hard.
Well, it's
I would love it if it was cross-generation.
I've got 8-ball pool on my Android tablet, and I know because I've played people on an iPhone or an iPad on it. So it's possible that kind of scale.
Oh, I know. I've also played Final Fantasy XI MMO, the MMO. And I know people must have been playing it across the waters on their PlayStation 3s because it never came out over in the UK.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I actually went, what's the button to rest? And someone said L1. And I went, that's not very helpful.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Okay.
L and 1.
I couldn't... The other day I was playing...
and I'm going strafing.
I was playing Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions and there were codes to unlock costumes.
Yeah.
And I was playing it on PS3.
Why can't I be Batman? This is a stupid game.
I found a couple of codes but couldn't get all of them. And I looked up the codes on the Wii and I was like, I wonder, left, right, A, B, and they all worked. Yeah. So I was like, why didn't you just post this in the PS3 bit? Did nobody try?
No. I'm trying to think of a frivolous one.
You can't be frivolous. You'd remove the H.
Maybe I'm just too...
You're too grounded.
You would be more frivolous.
Yeah, maybe.
But just a little.
I don't want to be too frivolous.
I just, when they ask me at Nero if I want a whipped cream on the coffee, I'd just say yes. And not give a fuck.
When I have my own private carriage on the train, it would have streamers.
Couple of party poppers out the window every time going, woo!
I would have invented party poppers. I'd make my penis even bigger.
I would probably...
And have Sabaton playing with the incredibly small party poppers.
I would... If I could... tell you what, here's one that's not grounded in reality at all. If I could change anything about the world, I would give myself the ability to stall time
Okay.
And carry on doing something. So I could...
Like Bernard's nose. Bernard's watch, Bernard's nose.
In theory, do two things at the same time.
Okay.
Or by contrast, not require sleep. So that I could spend that time doing something else. Yeah. Because a lot of the time, we've seen what happens when I get bogged down with work and stuff.
Yeah,
it's the throughput on E14, Crazy Train, Gamecast, written stuff, whatever, all suffers because I just don't have the time to do it. And also because a lot of it's computer-based, when I finish work, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I've been sitting in front of a computer all day. I don't want to go home and do computer stuff necessarily every day afterwards.
Yes.
So I would either remove that hang-up and just make me fucking love computers no matter what. I suppose that is realistic.
If I was frivolous, I'd just have my eyes bleed.
Just cut my face on the jagged edges and the anti-aliasing, or whatever.
So, are you saying, like, you not wanting... Is that like a porn star coming home from work and not wanting to fuck her girlfriend?
I don't know.
You work so on computers, you don't want to work on computers. Some people can do it. Charlotte, for instance, she...
Oh yeah, I don't want my computer to come on my face. I don't know what happens.
Charlotte loves baking cakes and is also trying to turn it into a business. And she'll get really stressed out if she's doing some for somebody. She'll be like, she'll spend the whole day, oh fuck, I couldn't get the corner right, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day she'll be like...
Oh, it's a brick.
Next day she's like, oh, made us some cake pops. I'm like, why? She was, I just fancy baking.
Yeah.
Like, but you were sick of baking yesterday. She was like, yeah, but that was for somebody, this is for me.
Yeah.
So it's similar, like, yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe you want the ability to do that.
Yeah.
Like
you bake cakes instead of computers.
Yeah.
Make podcasts on cakes.
Yeah.
I put that in
this cake tastes creamy.
on the Facebook page from a shop once.
Creamy.
I once put I got a delivery of bikes in the shop and built them up all within 2 days, and I put on the Shepherd Cycles Facebook page new batch of bikes out of the bike oven, get them while they're fresh, like get them while they're hot. And somebody came in to actually buy one because of the post. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh, do you actually weld them here then?" I was like, "No, we're big in the box." It was like, "Oh, from your Facebook page, like you said they were hot." I was like, "For fuck's sake." You don't actually roast bikes. That's not how they work.
We've got a rotisserie just going around. We can't put the wheels on because they help, but everything else can just...
How are you rotating that? Bike chain.
Obviously.
A friend of mine actually, he runs a scrapyard down the road.
Rotisserie.
Yeah, and he actually came and got some old chains, etc., and made a mechanical hog roast rotisserie from old bike parts. It's really cool. I'm making a clock at the minute, actually.
Alright, fair enough.
Yeah, I know people say hot deals. They don't actually mean literally
hot UK deals. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's everything scalding. By the time it gets to me, it's cold.
Yeah, get it while it's hot.
Yeah, why don't...
It's a
you know, like Tesco and Sainsbury's and places like that, they have the rotisserie section.
Yes.
Why, you know, they're reduced at the end of the day. Why don't they just call them hot deals?
Yeah.
It's fucking marketing 101 right there.
Anyway, so we've been going for quite a while. So on that note, I'm going to end this one. End this farce. So if you've enjoyed the show, obviously you can find us on iTunes if you've come to us from another place. I'm looking into ways of doing that at the moment.
Nice.
We've got the main website, emotionally14.com, the digits, not the letters, for 14. It's at facebook.com/emotionally14, twitter.com/emotionally14. You can find me on Twitter individually at RobBladeVision. Omer's at the Iron Turk Omer. Blake doesn't use Twitter.
Neither do I, but I'm on it.
No, there you go.
I was insulting a Greek man the other day, but... Go read that. Some guy contacted me and he was doing like a Borat-style Twitter gimmick.
Oh,
and just started insulting me, so I, of course, insulted him back, and it was quite funny.
You did tell me about that. I'm in the process of, hopefully by the time we go live with it, it should be available. There should be on Emotionally 14 an Ask FM page, which I thought would be quite fun.
So we can ask us what favourite radio stations.
That sort of thing, yeah.
Ask fuck me.
How do you feel about Football Manager? Sort of things with FM as the I don't like the match engine, there's too many people on it.
Don't like it when they get a football in their pussy. Streaker!
So yeah, if you've enjoyed the show, tell your friends, share, subscribe, like, the bollocks in works. I don't fucking know. Yeah, so we're out. Peace.
Bears.
End transmission.